64 people who were seconds away from the runway, moments from being with the people they love the most, will never have that opportunity. They'll never go home again after what looks like, at the very least, a colossal failure by someone, which doesn't make it any better. In some ways, that makes it worse because it means this was totally preventable. It means that someone was not doing their job, or someone had a job that they were doing that they weren't qualified to do.
It's all under investigation.
I understand that. That's why I'm trying to figure out how you can come to the conclusion right now that diversity had something to do with this crash.
Because I have common sense.
And already the media are trying to pretend that DEI is not an issue in this country. It is. Did it cause this crash? We have no way of having that answer right now, but we will. It most certainly played a role in what happened in Los Angeles and what happened in New Orleans on New Year's Eve. Accidents happen when people are put in positions they should not be in. Not only is that a fact, it's common sense. The FAA with a report out this afternoon that, quote, suggested that the controller on duty during the late night accident was doing a job usually handled by two people. And President Trump signed an executive order just this afternoon ending DEI at the FAA. And I know people that do not like to fly. I do not like flying. I don't enjoy that experience at all. I don't really understand how it works. That's part of my problem, but I still do it. But this was the first commercial airline accident in this country in 16 years, since 2009, which means that you are safer flying in and out of airports here in the United States than any other location on Earth.
Safety is our expectation. Everyone who flies in American skies expects that we fly safely, that when you depart an airport, you get to your destination. That didn't happen last night. And I know that President Trump, his administration, the FAA, the DOT, we will not rest until we have answers for the families and for the flying public. You should be assured that when you fly, you're safe.
Moments after the crash last night, just about 9 p.m. Eastern time in Washington, President Trump was moved immediately into the Situation Room for the first time since his first term. And from there, the decision was made to proceed with confirmation hearings today on Capitol Hill. Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr. once again. The decision was made to proceed with those hearings because the president clearly needs his national security team in place immediately. He needs his FBI director in place. He needs his director of national intelligence in place. And the fact that Democrats are slow walking many of these votes, and they are, it's not only predictable, but now it's also making America less safe. And that's where we start tonight. When it's Donald Trump, Democrats are against it no matter what. Nothing has changed over the last 8 years. We thought it might. It has not. If it is a Donald Trump policy, Democrats are implicitly against it. Democrats are against Trump policies before they become Trump policies. Democrats are against Trump policies even when they make sense. Even if they were once a Democrat policy, they are against it. They are against it even if the American people support them. Right now, more than 60% of Americans support a policy that Donald Trump has been open about from the start. He campaigned on this. He was very clear about what he was going to do if he won the election. And when he did win in November, he announced that all criminal, illegal aliens living in this country would be deported back to their country. Guess what? These people are not our problem. That's common sense. Common sense, but Democrats are still against that policy. And the media are against it even though they have no idea what they're talking about anymore, if they ever did. At this point, they don't even have the facts down. And unlike 4 years ago, Trump officials aren't trying to be their friends anymore. No one in the Trump White House cares what CNN thinks about them, which is leading to exchanges like this.
None of those illegal aliens are doing farm work. Those 30,000 illegal aliens that Joe Biden dumped into Springfield.
I'm talking about the ones that are.
But I'm explaining this. It's important to understand.
No, you're kind of changing the subject. I mean, I'm talking about the ones.
I will give me 30 minutes. I'll go as deep as you want on this.
We don't have 30 minutes. I'm talking about the ones that work in the agriculture industry.
I'm
you
explaining
can come back
to you
and we can
audience.
talk about the ones in the cities. I swear.
I'll do the whole answer.
Owned. That's the word. These hosts are now being just completely dominated, and it's happening because they know they're wrong, but more importantly, because the Trump team knows that they now have the support of the American people. Big difference from what we experienced 8 years ago. On Wednesday, the president signed an executive order banning transition surgeries for minors in this country. Common sense. Ending this barbaric practice. His statement reading, quote, "Today it was my great honor to sign an executive order banning chemical castration and medical mutilation of innocent children in the United States. Our nation will no longer fund or support these so-called gender-affirming care practices." The president saying so-called because gender-affirming care is just another one of those terms that the Democrats made up out of thin air. It doesn't affirm anything. It actually makes people sterile for life. And in the not-so-distant past, if you had your private parts surgically removed, that was called a sex change surgery. That's not controversial. That's common sense, because clearly 6-year-olds are not capable of making those decisions. And guess what? Democrats are against that policy, too. I've got 2 children. My daughter likes to play dress-up with her little brother. I'm sure you can relate to that. To be honest, it's really cute. It's also really funny when they come downstairs all dressed up. But never once have my wife and I looked at each other and considered taking our son to a doctor to talk about gender-affirming care. His gender was affirmed when he was born. That's insane. But people are doing that every single day in this country to prove to all their friends just how hip they really are. Hey, we sterilized our kid, they'll tell their friends at book club. That's great, we did the same thing too. Democrats are against that policy too. They're against everything that makes sense. They are against common sense, including Tulsi Gabbard, who up until just months ago was not only a Democrat, but she was a rising star in the Democratic Party, to the point where, after an exchange with Kamala Harris on the debate stage in 2020, many Democrats thought Tulsi Gabbard was the future of the party. So if you're applying logic, when Donald Trump nominated Tulsi Gabbard to be his director of national intelligence, you would think that Democrats would applaud that decision, but instead, it's the exact opposite. If it's a Trump policy, they're against it. And the results have not been good for Democrats, just like the media. And during the confirmation hearings, anything that Donald Trump does, they hate because they are blinded by Trump hatred.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.